Hey everybody, welcome back. Yep, well, I'm doing something a little different this time. A lot of you guys know, I do a lot of car videos. Early on I did woodworking, and then I do some stuff to if you ever, want to heat your garage, to things like kerosene versus diesel versus propane, things like that, which is great. Because a lot of guys, they want to heat their garage, but it gets expensive, especially if you're buying kerosene. Buy it out of the store, it gets super expensive. A lot of gas stations don't carry it, some do, but it gets really expensive. But my one main thing is that during the wintertime, a lot of people don't think this through, is that if your car ever breaks down and you're in the middle of a snowstorm, what do you do? Are you ready for it? Are you prepared? Most people aren't. I started getting ready for it, when fall starts to come. I get my vehicle ready, because I went through a period in my early 20s where I actually got stranded in my car in the middle of a snowstorm, and I didn't really have anything in it to keep me warm. And that was a challenge. But now I see a lot of people like wearing shorts, which is ridiculous. You're just asking to get sick. And then, I see people, they just have like a thin jacket on, a sweat jacket. They figure, okay, I'm just going to get in my car, start it up, the heater will go, I'll stay warm, no big deal. Well, if you only have that kind of clothing on and you break down and it's the middle of the winter, what are you going to do? You're going to be stuck, and most likely you're going to freeze to death. You're going to turn into a human popsicle. So even today, okay, it is 20 degrees right now. Okay, it's only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The wind is about 30 miles an hour right now, which is probably wind chill, probably about 0 degrees Fahrenheit, but that is in Celsius. I don't know. So with that, it's going to drop down tonight. It's going to get down to about 5 degrees Fahrenheit here. That's cold. And a lot of people don't realize is that when you're in your vehicle, yes, you're out of the way of the wind, which is nice, but everything around you, glass, plastic, no matter what, if it's 5 degrees outside, eventually it's probably going to get about 5 degrees also, because cars are not really well insulated. But here's some things that you can prepare yourself for to keep yourself warm if something does happen. Okay, first off, I have this military sleeping bag, and I love this thing. This is my second one. My first one, I gave it away to somebody that needed it. And this right here, I got this off of Facebook Marketplace. This is an Army sleeping bag, also known as the mummy bag. These are really thick. They're really heavy. And I think that they're good for like 0 degrees. I don't know. Anybody who's military, let me know. But I know they're made for severe weather if you're out in the field. So these are actually great. I have seen them advertised, on the internet. As much as like $200, which I think is quite high. I got this one actually for $60 from a gentleman. It's very clean, even though I did have it cleaned anyways. I open it up, let it air out, but I keep this in the back behind the seat of passenger seat, or put it in your trunk. It does help. If you get stranded, you have this to keep you warm. This will definitely keep you warm. But the other thing that I do too is that these mats right here from Harbor Freight. These are really thick moving mats from Harbor Freight. These make really good blankets, and they're cheap. Buy the bigger ones. I usually keep like 2 or 3 of them in here. I just take them and lay them across the seat. Doesn't take up any room. In the trunk of your car, you don't have to ball them up. Just take them and lay them out, and you still have all your trunk space. These will definitely keep you warm also. If you buy a sleeping bag, Walmart sells okay one, but they're probably only going to be for like maybe 30 degrees, what they're going to go down to. It's okay, but it's like if you really get stranded, it's not going to keep you warm that much. But some other things you can do too, if you have a couple of these, you can wrap yourself up in them, stay warm. Or what you can do is, like right up here, this is all plastic. Take it from here and go across to the other side. Make yourself kind of like a small blanket room, like kind of how you did it when you were a little kid. You grabbed the couch cushions and things like that. This way you make a smaller area. The glass will not, it's going to radiate the cold, but it won't be on you. And a smaller area like this, your body heat will keep it warmer, which is good because your body generates a lot of heat. So with that being said, those are 2 things you can definitely do. Like right now, I don't know if you can hear that. It's windy and it's actually moving my truck. But some things you can do too, okay? Go to the dollar store, okay? Or just, Walmart or whatever. Buy yourself a cheap pair of gloves. Keep them in your glove box. Keep an extra set of socks in your glove box too. They definitely help. Every little bit of extra layer that you get, it's definitely going to help you. You don't want to have any exposed skin. Even if you keep a winter hat in there, something is going to be better than nothing. A lot of people don't think that through. Okay, well, I'll be fine. My vehicle will run. It'll give me to point A to point B. It'll have heat. I've heard stories and I've seen stories. There was the one girl where she basically had a thin coat, freezing cold. Her car broke down and she was in the middle of God knows where. And she almost froze to death. They found her on the side of the road. They got her to the hospital. How she survived, I have no idea. And also, keep some food in your glove box too. I mean, even if it's like granola bars, something like that, don't keep them in there in the summertime because they're really going to go bad. But keep some dry stuff in there, some things you can snack on. Because think about it, if you get stranded in your car for like a day or two, you're going to get hungry. You need food. So, make like kind of like a little, like a bug out bag. Keep some extra socks in there, some gloves, and even buy some of those little battery operated like little candles, because light will help you. Because if you're sitting in the dark constantly, it's gonna suck. You can keep it on your dashboard. It gives you a little bit of light. I wouldn't really try and keep a candle in your car. That's dangerous, because that's an open flame. I don't recommend it. So, and keep yourself some tissues too. Like next time you go to the restaurant, Wendy's or McDonald's, grab yourself a handful, put them in your pocket, put them in your center console. Because think about it, if you're in your vehicle for a couple of days, even if it's overnight, you might have to use the bathroom. So yeah, you might have to scurry behind your vehicle, hope and pray no one's coming. And also, if you do have to start your vehicle for any reason, pay attention to the snow piling up. Do not let your exhaust pipe get covered, because most likely, it's going to shut off. You're getting a carbon monoxide poisoning. That could be bad. But here, like I said, get these military grade sleeping bags. You can find these on Facebook Marketplace everywhere. Not too many people like to, part with these, because they're just super, super thick. And it has a zipper, and it buttons up too, which is nice. I mean, it's got some weight to it. Yeah, it's going to weigh a little bit, but who cares? This is going to save your life, and it will. Like I said, the moving mats, keep those too. And like I said, let's say you have 4 of them, okay? You put one going to that far corner, coming here, and then all the way across this way. That's one right there if you got one long enough. And then you take another one, you go to that far corner, come here and back. You basically made yourself like an enclosed area, which is good to do because you're keeping that coldness off your body, and the windows are not going to radiate the cold air right onto you. So being encapsulated like that, it's going to keep you a lot warmer. You got to make sure you can breathe too. So making a smaller area like that, it'll definitely help keep you warm, which is a good thing to do. And then if you have the sleeping bag like this, which is really, really good, having your phone with you is definitely really good. Make sure you have a car charger, because let's just say you try and call somebody for help and no one can leave their house to come get you. Then what are you going to do? It's good to where, you might be able to reach out to somebody, or even, call 911, something. So that way you can, hopefully somebody can come and rescue you. But like I said, in my early 20s, I had that happen. I thought I was going to spend all the way up until the next morning in my car. But thank God, they put out the National Guard, and, people who were on the side of the roads, they were knocking on windows, and that's what they did to me. I didn't think anybody was going to come. I thought I was going to have to just tough it out inside my car. And they were nice enough to knock on my window, and they got me out of there. And then what they did was, there was a restaurant nearby. Everybody spent the night there. They gave everybody breakfast, and I was extremely grateful for that. Everybody, gave some money, which was great. But long story short, keep stuff in your vehicle when it gets really, really cold. Or if, What if you have kids? You know, that's the one thing too that a lot of people don't think about. What if you have, like, you know, a 5 or 6 year old, or, you know, a kid that's still in a car seat, you know, and you get stranded on the side of the road? You know, that can be dangerous, very dangerous. But like I said, make yourself like a bug out bag for, you know, make it for, you know, when the wintertime hits, you know, or when, you know, fall starts to hit, put it in the trunk, excuse me, the trunk of your car. Then that way it's not taking up too much room. And when you need it, it's available. You know, a lot of people say, oh, keep bottled water in there too. If it's like 10 degrees outside, bottled water is going to be frozen, unfortunately. So, or maybe you can get it enough temperature where, you know, inside of here, with your body heat, it'll start, you know, thawing out some, and then you have something to drink, because water is actually important. But I'm going to stop this one here because I'm just kind of rambling on. But yeah, keep yourself safe. If you've ever come across something like this, leave a comment down below. I've had a story to share, and I really haven't thought much about it till recently. But, you know, what are your thoughts on it? But like I always say, like, share, and subscribe. Leave it a big fat thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next one.